Hey everybody, this is Janine with Greenhouse Grower Magazine. I am here with Natalie Carmoli from Proven Winners, and we wanted to give everybody a little sneak peek of some of the great new varieties that are coming. And so Natalie's here to talk about some of the varieties that Spring Meadow Nursery is bringing out.
Hi, thanks for having me here.
Yeah, it's good to have you. So, what do you have that's great this year that the growers can get excited and consumers can get excited about?
Well, I actually have an interesting selection of plants to talk about today. I didn't realize it until I put all the information together that every new shrub that I'm going to talk about today has a female breeder or a female breeding team. So it's
Oh,
kind of a
that's
way
cool.
that they all have something in common, yet they are also very different flowering shrubs.
Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah. So I know everybody loves hydrangeas, like what's behind me. So I guess I'll start with some hydrangeas.
Great.
Okay. So our first hydrangea that I want to talk about is the beloved big leaf hydrangea. And we call this new one that will be new to growers this year, new to retail in 2024. Let's Dance Lovable. So it's part of our Let's Dance series of reblooming hydrangeas. And what we're really doing, and I'm going to talk about a couple of different brand new hydrangeas that we're introducing this year, but we're really working hard with our Let's Dance series to make sure that any reblooming hydrangea that we release uh, blooms more reliably and blooms more fully. So that's what Let's Dance Lovable does. It's got these beautiful saturated colors in their blooms. So that's another thing we're really working on is making sure the colors are really rich and deep. This one's going to be a dark pink to a purple color, depending on the soil. And it's also a nice, small or kind of medium size, 3 to 4 feet tall and wide, nice rounded habit. And hardy in USDA zones to 5 to 9. This is bred by Megan Matai, one of our breeders here at Spring Meadow Nursery, and she does a lot of great work for us. So it's the first of a couple of releases from Megan that I'll talk about today.
Now, this is, I believe, a macrophylla.
Mhm.
Um, so I would assume it would have some really great fall color too. With
It
the leaves and
does,
stuff.
yes. In fact, this foliage on this particular macrophylla turns like a purple to a deep burgundy in the autumn. And I think that's a little bit because we're doing a lot of hybrid breeding right now. This one is a pure macrophylla, but because we're doing so much hybrid macrophylla serrata breeding, I think you see a lot of that purple pigmentation in the serratas. And that's starting to creep in a little bit to our macrophyllas as well. The macrophylla breeding adds to their hardiness. It adds to, the rebloomability. And we get that gorgeous dark color in the fall.
Yeah. Yeah. It's always great to have that multi-season, appeal to some of these plants.
Mhm. All right. Let's talk about one more hydrangea. And this is called Tough Stuff. It's part of our Tough Stuff series of mountain hydrangeas, Hydrangea serrata. And it's Tough Stuff Top Fun, kind of a play on Top Gun. So it's like I said, it's a serrata. So it's got that beautiful lace cap mountain hydrangea bloom. But one thing about Top Fun, also bred by Megan Matai here at Spring Meadow Nursery, is it blooms even more than serrata. A lot of times than a typical serrata, a lot of times when you have a typical mountain hydrangea, the really original conventional ones, they didn't rebloom at all. Then we came out with the Tough Stuff series. They do have a second light rebloom, but this Top Stuff Top Fun has a really full rebloom. So those new wood blooms are nice and full, much like what you would see on a macrophylla. So that second bloom, it stays in bloom a lot longer and a lot fuller throughout the summer.
And I would imagine this one might have a little bit tighter of a habit than Let's Dance.
Yeah, it has a 2 to 3 foot rounded habit, nice tight habit. You can see in the imagery just how full the flowers are. They really cover that rounded look of that shrub. All right. Let's move on to another plant by Megan. This is one of our double play series of spirea. So we have a wide range of spirea in the double play series. And this new one is called Double Play Dolly Spirea. And what makes this one so interesting is it's got that yellowy chartreuse foliage with a bright purple flower. So we love, I love spirea personally because it has such a great color story. It starts out an orange color and then turns that chartreuse color in the summertime. So you get that bright color in the spring, another color in the middle of the summer, and then it gets a fall color as well. But this double play dolly is our first with the chartreuse foliage and the purple flower. That it's a very bright green color foliage. It's a nice small habit, 1.5 to 2.5 feet tall and wide, very dense habit. And it's hardy in USDA zone 3 to 8. Great for mass planting. Just a beautiful new spirea from Megan.
Yeah, I love the unique color combination on this one. Just it's not one you see, it's not common, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, it's a great follow-up, I think, to double play candy corn, which is a really popular spirea in our mix because that has that, yellow and red foliage. And then this one has that really bright green foliage, and just a great way to make things pop in the landscape all season long. Let's move on to a couple of roses. And these roses are all bred by a new breeding team that we just started working in when we introduced reminiscent roses last season. And that's our new line of garden roses. They have that kind of English rose look, but they have a shrub rose sensibility. And the breeding team is called Finogino. It's an all-female breeding team out of Serbia. And they're bringing us some really, really amazing roses. We've taken the time to trial and test them and introduce them to the Proven Winners Color Choice line. And the first one I'm going to talk about is the first in a series. And the series is called Flavorette. And you can guess that's because these are roses that are especially designed to be edible. We know all rose petals are edible as long as they haven't had any chemicals or anything put onto them. But the Flavorette series is going to be special because each rose has a certain flavor to it. So the first one we're introducing is Flavorette Honey Apricot. And it's got a gorgeous honey apricot color as well as a honey apricot flavor to the petals. And when you look at the roses, they also look like that really beautiful, loose English garden look. They cover the plant from top to bottom. And it's just a really exciting first of a series in our Flavorette line of shrub roses. A second rose from the same group is Oh So Easy Ice Bay. So everybody recognizes the Oh So Easy line, or I hope they do. They recognize the Oh So Easy line of shrub roses. That's our Proven Winners Color Choice line of really durable landscape roses, durable yet beautiful. And their new introduction is Oh So Easy Ice Bay. And that's from Finogino. And that is the first in this line of an absolutely white flower. So they have these really beautiful velvety white flowers with the bright yellow stamens in the center. That's a very durable shrub rose, but also really beautiful. And I think white's really beautiful in a garden. And I think this is a great selection. It's 2 to 3 feet tall and wide, and it has a very rounded habit. So other than, it's not really a ground cover like some of the Oh So Easy line. It's got a nice round shrub habit, extra hardy down to USDA zone 3. So it's a nice hardy landscape rose, but really beautiful at the same time. We also have a new variety in our Rise Up series of mini climber roses, and we call them mini clivers because you can train them as a climber or you can prune them as a shrub rose, depending on what the landscaper or the gardener requires. And this new one is also from Finogino, and it's called Rise Up Emberaze Rose. And the roses are a really deep orange color with a yellow center, very bright and vibrant in the garden. I think they look really special against, they have very deep glossy green foliage, which really makes those orange roses pop. So it's a really wonderful addition. I think it's our 4th color in the Rise Up series. This one's going to get about 3 to 5 feet tall as a climber. So it is a mini climber and about 2 to 3 feet wide. Hardy and USDA zones 5 to 8.
And so all of these are going to be, they're available now as wholesale liners. And then obviously, like you said, to retail in 2024.
Yep, they're all available by calling a representative at springmeadownursery.com. You can call a territory rep here and get liners and grow them out for 2024. And availability is good right now. Order soon, though, because plants are still going out the door. I don't know what people are saying about, people being nervous about this year. Plants are still selling. So I think gardening is still going to remain a strong industry. People are really still interested in it. And we're excited about what the year has to hold.
Yeah, it's great that the plant, people still want plants and great for the industry. So yeah, so that's your sneak peek of some of the new stuff from Spring Meadow Nursery. And I'm sure they'll be coming out with more as we go along. So thank you so much, Natalie, for sharing with us some of your new selections this year.
Thanks for having me on.